In fact, it is remarkable after you get out to longer periods of time how close the two fund and the four fund strategies are. So my sense is for the long term that the two or four fund strategy should be good. For somebody who's in retirement and maybe don't have 40 years, maybe have 10 or 20 years, I might go with the four fund strategy to give myself more diversification. But the bottom line here to me is in terms of our education as a group, I have to deal with this with our portfolios too. It's the same question. How much risk am I willing to take? And typically, when we think of risk, loss is what comes to the top of the list. Some people say the biggest risk of all is not taking any. Just the complete opposite side of it's about loss. Because if you don't get the premiums over a long period of time, having some equities in your portfolio, you're not likely to have enough money to live on in retirement unless you make a drastic change in your lifestyle. Even if you only put in 30 or 40% equity, it makes a huge difference. And we'll talk about that when we get into distributions in the coming weeks. Now, I certainly welcome any questions that you have. We did not include the all value portfolio here. We didn't include the worldwide because we don't have numbers going back to 1928. But I think that if we had worldwide, they wouldn't be so dissimilar from what you see here. And if we go back to 1970, the returns of worldwide and U.S. only are very similar. So I hope this is helpful. Oh, do I hope it's helpful for young people so that you won't be afraid of the big bear market. And to those of us in retirement and people like me deep in retirement, that we don't take too much risk. And if we're going to have small cap value, we limit that as to how far we go with that. But for a lot of us, we're investing on a good portion of what we have for those who survive us. And for those of us who build portfolios to take into consideration those who survive us, more small cap value is probably okay. So thank you for watching or listening. Share this with you, by the way, those who are listening to a podcast, you're going to have links to these tables in the podcast notes, as well as as a link to the sound investing discussion that Daryl and Chris and I had. And I hope you'll stick around over the weeks for more of these boot camp presentations. We think they are very important and will make you a stronger, better educated investor for the long term. That's our wish. Thank you.